Well, I thought I'd reshoot the whole setup here. Do a happy film with the setup. This is the setup we recorded on last night on the Winter Solstice, on the night of the day of Winter Solstice. As you can see, it's very similar to setups we use everywhere. There's the lighthouse out there on the rock for the better part of the day. So we could see that at night through this window. We did think about recording out there on the deck, but the wind just got up and it would have been really unpleasant. So Becky's got her bass there. I've got my guitar, Fender needle strap. Beth is using the bass amp plug, which is really cool. It's really improved the bass sound. It's been really worthwhile. It makes the bass easier to mix. I'm using my KB1 distortion here. I hope you can hear me over the boys. The boys are up now, of course. Well, this television wasn't here last night when we were recording. I'd wheeled that into the boys' room so that they were sort of kept at bay. And I'm using this. It's quite interesting circuit. It's got basically the signal comes in here, hits these two old top hat transistors, and one of them is an RF transistor and a wired in a Darlington configuration, much as you would for a very sensitive DC switch. But they act as a coarse amplifier that overloads very easily. It goes through this capacitor here and then through this MOV, which is a strange component to have in here. It's not really working as an MOV, it's working as mainly as a capacitor, I believe, but when I measure its value on the meter and put a capacitor of the same value in, it sounds different, so it's got to be the MOV. And that follows through to, there's another transistor behind here. There it is, and that's just basically a simple self-biased single transistor amplifier, and the signal is outputted via this rather large capacitor, which is only 2.2 microfarads. It's physically a bulky one because that was a convenient size because it bridged that gap. I could build this with a much smaller one, of course. It doesn't have to be a 250 volt capacitor in that position. A little trim pot to trim back the level, but it's running into this Vox AC30 amp plug, which I'm essentially using as an amp and speaker simulator, which works really well. It saves me putting anything on in the software to do that job. But in order to make the signal more accurately simulate a guitar signal, I've put this 56k resistor there just to raise the output impedance significantly, and that's actually after the trimmer. So this amp plug basically thinks it's more got a guitar plugged into it than some crazy circuit.
No, not yet.
It's got a very interesting sound, a very coarse sound, very unpredictable, which makes it kind of fun at practice. At one point I wasn't sure if I really wanted to use this and switch to a normal distortion pedal, but it just seemed to sound boring. Yeah. I'm not after what some people might go quality tone. I'm after an interesting tone that makes it fun for me, and makes it a sound that's unique and cool. And this is doing it for me at the moment, so I'll probably make a more permanent version of this prototype up in a little metal box, because at the moment it does suffer from picking up interference because it's not shielded. Yeah, so that's my setup. I wanted to just dwell on that a bit. I've still got our shitty old speakers. Still using the Digitech audio interface, which as long as I use this E, that's what we'll be using. And only main mod is the jack on this lead here became faulty, so I put this new one on that I've luckily found lying around my junk bin. So there we go. That's the setup we use for WSXIV at Castlepoint. At Castlepoint, indeed.